Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to all our listeners and viewers as we are back with the 44th episode of our most favorite series in this channel, Meet My Gems, where eminent legal personalities interact with the students of law. Meet My James is the brainchild of Dr. Prem Kumar Agarwal. Throughout these entire motivational and inspirational sessions, Dr. Prem Kumar Agarwal brings before us some experts and scholars from various fields of law who, by their hard work and dedication, got a positions for themselves in various fields of legal service. Sir, who himself was an aspirant of judicial service in the year of 1999, secured a top rank on that examination. Yet he chose the noble profession of teaching by resigning his job as judicial profession to inspire and motivate the future generation and budding law students to understand the importance of law. He is currently the head of the Department of Law, Hooghly Motion College. Formerly, he has also served as a founding faculty of NUJS Kolkata. He is the editor-in-chief of Global Journal of Judicial Sciences, visiting faculty of National Judicial Academy of Honorable Supreme Court and the State Judicial Academy of Honorable High Court in Calcutta, Administrative Academy and the Police Academy as well. Dr. Agarwal is one of the best teachers in legal field could ever have. It is my absolute privilege that I have got an opportunity to learn from him, the magician, our friend philosopher, and guide. Now, sir, I request you to enlighten us about the objective of the kind of these interactive sessions.
Thank you, Indrani.
Thank you,
Welcome,
sir.
Ranjavati.
Thank you, sir.
I welcome all the viewers to the 44th episode of Meet My Gems. I am really elated today that we are featuring one of the most hardworking students I have come across in my life, and at the same time, very helpful and always cheerful, Ranjavati, in today's episode. Through the interesting questions put by Indrani to Ranjavati, Ranjavati will reveal her secret of success of cracking the Tripura judicial service. So we will now listen to the conversation between these two ladies where Ranjavati will reveal her secret of success in Tripura judicial service. Indrani, you may proceed now.
Okay, sir. A very warm welcome to Ranjamati ma'am to you on today's episode of Meet My Gems. And heartfelt congratulations on your well-deserved success in Tripura Judicial Service.
Thank you very much, Indrani.
Thank you, ma'am. Can I proceed, ma'am?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Ma'am, my first question to you is that how do you feel on featuring in Meet My Gem series?
Okay. Considering your question, I would like to answer the question in two parts. Firstly, when we say that featuring Meet My Gems, I mean, I don't think I have become a gem yet, because just cracking a judicial I won't say just cracking, because it is definitely a very tough exam. But cracking a judicial service examination won't make me a gem until and unless I can serve my nation. I can render justice properly to the people. I can do my duty honestly and with integrity. So if I can do it, I am sure that I would able to do it. I will be able to do it. Then I think I could become a gem. And how I feel in featuring this particular interview, I remember that the host of this series, the first host of this series was me. Madam Rupkotha was on the other side, and I was the host. So that was a year back, and the long journey. I mean, I feel like so many emotions has been changed in this long path. So it is a wonderful feeling. When I was taking the interview of Rup Kothadi, like you, I always like I was wondering, I was mesmerized by by her aura. I was thinking when it will be my turn on that side. So I'm very lucky. By God's grace, I am here today.
Yes, yes, absolutely, ma'am. We are really very blessed. Ma'am, my next question is, are you a first generation legal practitioner in your family? Or you have a legal background in your family already?
Actually, my maternal uncle, my mama, he is also a judicial officer. So he has been my inspiration throughout my life. And my great grandfather was also an eminent lawyer of the district court. So, of course, I have a legal background.
Okay, good. Ma'am, my next question is, what motivates you to prepare law and choose this profession? Kindly share your
Uh,
view.
Actually, there's a story behind that. Sometimes I feel that I didn't choose law, rather law chose me, because I was going for a morning walk with my friend, and suddenly one of my friend came. After I have given the HS, one of my friend came and he said that there is a entrance examination of Calcutta University. I'm going to appear for it. So there, that time, we had a passion that in every entrance examination we are going to appear. And I was also very much confused that whether I would opt for microbiology honors or maths honors, what would I choose for my future. And but I always had an interest in social issues, legal issues, everything. So when I gave the entrance exam of Calcutta University, and I wasn't so much prepared for it, but when I cracked it, somewhere I felt like, yes, this is for me. And as sir always teaches us, this law is the master of all sciences. And that is the time when I felt from inside that yes, law is for me, and I want to choose law.
Yes, nice to hear this, ma'am. Ma'am, was it your first attempt for judicial examination?
Yeah, this was my first attempt.
Okay, okay. Then good luck.
Thank you very much.
Ma'am, despite being a resident in West Bengal, why did you opt for Tripura Judicial Service? Don't you think that you might face a difficulty to work in a place which is not eminently known as Bengal? I mean, the domain and the culture of the people.
See, I think every part of India is mine, isn't it? So why should we divide it into Bengal, Tripura? I know there are barriers, there are geopolitical barriers, there are cultural barriers, but that is the beauty of the country, the unity and diversity. And I think that if I that I could adjust to that beauty, and I enjoy that beauty. And it was not in my mind something like that. I won't opt for Tripura. I won't opt for Bengal. But one thing was there. As being in Bengali, as my vernacular language is Bengali, I had only two options: Tripura and Bengal. So I appeared for the Tripura Judicial Service, and at that also Tripura Judicial Service do not have an condition that you need to be enrolled. So when I passed at 2020, October 2020, and I think the notification came at the end of January. So at that time, I wasn't enrolled, and I thought, why not give it a try? And I gave it a try, and it happened.
Wow. Ma'am, will you please tell our viewers about the Tripura judicial examination? I mean, which authority conducts the examination and how? And what is about the vacancy of seats?
See, as per my knowledge is concerned, uh, there are two authorities conducting the Tripura Judicial Service. One is the Honorable High Court, and the other is the Tripura Public Service Commission. I appeared for the examination conducted by the Honorable High Court,
Okay.
and I can state you about the pattern of the Honorable High Court because I don't know about the Tripura Public Service Commission that much. Uh,
Yes.
in the examination of High Court, there are two law papers: Law Paper 1 and Law Paper 2. Those law paper contains subjects like IPC, CRPC, evidence, constitution, tort, contract, and what more? What I am leaving? Did I mention CPC?
Yes,
CPC.
ma'am.
Uh, there are 8 law papers, and in Bengal there is a you need to take 3 optional papers. So in Tripura High Court, the Honorable High Court has not kept that provision. You don't need to keep any optional papers. The main contains 2 law paper, law paper 1, law paper 2. There is a compulsory Bengali paper, compulsory English paper, and a compulsory general knowledge paper. That is for the mains. For prelims, there is a 100 mark MCQ, and uh, the MCQ consists of logical reasoning, GK, and law questions. Basic is this. And when the notification will come out, they will state you about the syllabus in details.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, which subjects the aspirant need to prepare minutely for TJS?
I think I give the focus actually equally to all the subjects. What I did, I read the barracks properly. I give you an example. We read section 151 of CPC, but most of us avoid section 141 of CPC, which is also a very important section in itself. And what happens, we somehow think that this question doesn't solving 10 years of Bengal, that this question have never came in Bengal, so it won't come for Tripura. That is not necessary. Section 141 of CPC may come from Tripura. So what you need to do
Yes.
is, you need to individually understand the concept of all the sections. Do not skip a section. I would rather say, do not skip a section, because you don't know from where the question is going to come.
Yes, sir always says that understanding is very important. Ma'am, whether TJS is similar or dissimilar to WBJS?
In TJs, there is a compulsory paper in the law paper, that is Constitution, and WBJ is for men's. WBJs do not have Constitution as its compulsory paper. Secondly, for TJs conducted by the Honorable High Court, in preliminary exam, there is no negative marking. That is a very good thing for the students. It's very helpful that there is no negative marking for the preliminary exam. And in WBJS, for the prelims, there is negative marking. That would, I say, the basic difference. But I think, and another thing is, like for WBJS, we get a 10 years question bank. But for TJs, I think most of us won't get it for the preparation. So that is one problem students face, because generally they ask me that whether I have the back question papers, previous question papers. But for TJs, you won't get that. So you solve the WBJS. I think that would be also helpful for TJs.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for your suggestion. Ma'am, tell us about your preparation days, like your pattern of studying and your strategy for preliminary as well as mains.
For preliminary, I started preparing it. I think I started preparing itself from my college life for judicial service, because when I went for law, I was determined that I am going to appear for the judicial service, and that too the year I pass out from my college. So I think the best thing to do is, when you study at college, while you study CPC, CRPC, read the questions, the sections in such a way so that later you can relate to it. Because at that time, our study is very much syllabus oriented. It's okay, let it be serious or syllabus oriented. But at least if you read section 11 in CPC, read in such a way that you later remember it. If you read it once later, you can remember it. You can recollect the answer. And I think this is going to help you very much. And secondly, for prelims, I read I actually read barracks for prelims. Barracks is very helpful. Go through the barracks and solve. There are many MCQ books available in the market. Solve them. There are question banks of MCQ books of many other states. Solve them. That would be very helpful for you. And for GK, have, I think, maximum 2 GK magazines, monthly current affairs magazines, maximum two is enough. One can also do, and have any book for static GK, which has sufficient information, that is going to help you for preparation of GK. For the prelims, I did this, and other than that, for logical reasoning in states where logical reasonings, etc., that kind of questions comes, you must also practice them so that you can solve them in the exam.
Okay, ma'am. So it was a very wonderful insight about your entire preparation. Ma'am, I would like to move on the next question. Should one aspirant follow one book for each subject, or it is necessary to follow at least 2 or 3 books for each subject as reference?
See, one basic book you need, that is you need, but sometimes there are questions which you will find in another book. If you can collect that answers from some of your friend, it's fine, but otherwise sometimes I needed 2 books. It helped me, but it is not mandatory that one must have 2 books. One book is of course it's enough, but for some answers, for some references, you know consulting another book, it helps you a lot. Basically, to I would say, to clear your concept more than writing the
Exactly.
answers, it's very helpful for clearing your concept. When you read 2 or 3 books for a topic, I think your concept would be clear about that particular section.
Well, ma'am. Ma'am, we all are aspirants, and always we have a question that how to get good marks in answer writing. So, ma'am, we will be pleased to know that how much originality of answers or preparing your own notes matters in scoring good marks.
So I prepared my notes in 2 ways. The questions which I haven't written in my college life, firstly, I used to write them. And the questions, so I give you an example, section 11 of CPC. I prepared an answer nicely for my college life. So I asked my teacher to check it, and he used to advise me that these are the points you need to add to them. I used to add them. This is the way I prepared the notes, because again, writing the same answers, I feel that it would rather waste my time. If I have already prepared the answers in my college life, let it be. Just if you need to add something, ask your concerned teacher and do that. That would be enough. And secondly, for highlight your answers. Okay, highlight your answers, write in such a way that a person do not need to go for each and every line of your answer. In your answer must give the picture of your concept. Highlight the main points, highlight the key points. If possible, do bullets. They if make charts. I also used to make charts. There were many answers when I used to make charts. For someone who checks every paper. So when that person that finds a paper which is something different, different approach is there, obviously that particular person, that human brain is going to be attracted by it. That is, I think, and case laws are important. Try not to skip them. It's not there are advices that it's not mandatory, but I think if you can give proper case laws, that of course increases your marks. Definitely there are some questions where there are no such proper case laws, but there are some questions where you should give case laws. Like for example, you're writing circumstantial evidence and you are you're skipping the 5 golden principles of the case Sarat Biddichand. So of course the person who is checking your copy would expect that you know the 5 golden principles of Sarat Biddichand. That, I think, that is the way.
Absolutely, ma'am. Nice to hear this. Ma'am, my next question is how to prepare for English, Bengali, and GK. Because while studying GK, we all have faced a problem that there is a huge syllabus in GK. We really can't decipher what to write, what to study, and what to memorize. So, will you please give some tips about this, ma'am?
To be honest, I myself struggled with GK very much. So what I used to do is There is some there are YouTube channels now about GK. Search for them. So what they do, monthly they give you the current affair topics, that this important things happen this month. List it down in your copy. I think every month when you do it, that is going to help you. So
Absolutely.
that's in short. Now the topics which are important from them in Bengal, GK also, for GK there are also 5 6 marks question, 10 marks question also there. So the topics which are important, prepare long answers for them. And regular newspaper reading, that habit is very important whatever you do. I think last 2 3 months before the exam, you must give 1 hour for GK. You
Okay,
must
ma'am.
have 1 hour for GK in your routine 2 3 months before the exam, every day, especially before the mains.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, ma'am, the most relevant question to you is about the final round of the examination, that is, interview. And how should one prepare for interview, especially for a different state examination? And along with all the subjects of mains, what else you prepare for, particularly for interview sessions? Tell us something about your interview, ma'am.
Okay, I basically focused on the men's subjects, and also the current legal topics and the social issues for the interview. And I remember I used to stand in front of the mirror and practice smiling, practice talking, as if imagine the situation, like there are the honorable chief justice, there is the honorable justice, my lords are sitting in front of you, they're asking questions. So I think if you start imagine that situation, that is going to help you practice in front of the mirror. Because for interview, I think more than the knowledge, they test your personality. That is what I felt. I may be wrong, but that is what I felt, that most than your knowledge, your personality is tested. And of course, you must have the concept of law. They won't I don't think that bare sections, you need to learn the bare sections and go for the interview. My lords will be testing your concept, your depth in the particular subject.
Thank you, ma'am. Your opinion is very much appreciated. Ma'am, it's often said that to be successful in profession, a lawyer should be extrovert, to be precise, vocal, and outspoken as well. Do you think a budding judicial officer should have the same criterion or characteristic to be successful in judicial profession?
See, I was always myself very opinionated. I was very outspoken. I was someone very rebellious kind of. I don't know whether a judicial officer should possess this quality or not. I have really never thought about this. But yes, I think that a judicial officer, I think, practice helps. Practicing in a court of law, if you want to ask me this question, practicing in a court of law really helps, because after the men's, I went to the court for 2 3 months. There are many things which we never read in our books. There are terms which we can only find in the courts, and there are sections which we may skip in for the which we may skip for the examination, for preparing for the examination. But you may find that sections are very much relevant and useful in day to day court proceedings. So obviously practicing help, but I myself didn't had that much practice experience, 2 3 months only. And I it also helped me, because I got a chance to move for, I think, 4 or 5 cases before the honorable court. So that also built my confidence within me. When I faced the interview board, that made me confident that okay, fine, I can move before a court. And another thing is outspoken. I don't see, there will be a training period. Okay, so honorable court will train you to be a good judicial officer. But at this point of time, knowledge of law, your concept of law, your hard work is what everything mattered. Of course, smart works mattered, But if you don't work hard, how would you know how to work smart? First, you need to work hard to understand that this is the way how to work smart. Okay, so this is what I would like to say.
Exactly, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the noble words and patiently answering all our questions with utmost care.
You're most welcome.
Ma'am, it's my personal question that apart from being analytical, what traits of character a person should nurture to be a good judge?
I think the most important character is honesty, integrity, and and the willfulness, a wish to do something for the people, to love the people, to be a good human being. When I think no profession, you cannot be good at any profession, especially at public services, if you're not a good human being.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, and secondly, knowledge of definitely knowledge and concept of law is very important.
Absolutely, indeed, ma'am. Ma'am, it's true that guidance from the Guru is the most important factor. But my question in this context is tell us something about your mentor.
When I talk about my mentor, so uh, I can name one because I have lots of mentor. I mean, my school teachers, whenever they always used to motivate me. My school teachers that yes, you can do it. My tuition teachers, I was very lucky because whole of my life I got very caring, loving teachers who were always parents to me, and I was also very scared that when I grow up, what would happen. But when I went to college, when I left school, even that time also my teachers were very nice to me. They were very much helpful. Then ultimately, I met Sir Dr. Prem Kumar Agarwal as my teacher, as my mentor. Teaching law, okay, there are many teachers who will teach you law, but Sir also taught me how to be a human being, how to be a good human being. There were many times, there were many questions. It is not always I asked sir about, about law. There were many other topics. I used to ask sir. There were many nights I was confused, and I remember it was 11 p.m. at night. I was stuck with some questions, and I texted sir. So sir told me, "Okay, I'm free now. You call me." And from 11 to I think it was 12:15. Sir helped me with all those questions. Sir cleared all my concepts. That is, I mean, I can express in words what Sir is for me. Sir,
Indeed, Sir is the source of immense inspirations and all his gems, like you are the guiding light for us, ma'am.
I don't know whether I can be a guiding light or not, but definitely Sir will be for you. And Sir was my constant motivator. Whenever I used to break down, Sir used to say me that I know you can do it. There were times when I couldn't believe on me, but Sir believed on me. But Sir said that yes, I know you can do it. Not only Sir, also my family. They supported me very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, apart from these, do you think studying in a group is much more helpful than studying alone?
Only if you really study. What happens generally when we start studying in a group, for 1 week you will study very religiously. Everybody is discussing questions, no side talks. We are very serious. And after 1 week, you will lose all your energy and spend all your time chatting with your friends. And suppose you're sitting for 3 hours, you will ultimately find that for 1 hour you have really studied, and for 2 hours you have just talked about some other things, or you have discussed, oh my god, what is going to happen in life, what is going to happen in life, but you haven't studied. So rather
Exactly.
than that, whether you study in group or whether you study yourself, it's important to really study. Even if you study yourself, but you're sitting in your room, you're opening your book, but you are watching the walls, you're thinking something else, there is something else going in your head, then it won't be helpful for you. study for 1 year, religiously, and give 8 hours a day, but study. I would say, don't waste your time. Don't think about something else. Don't use phone very much. I know that's a distraction. If possible, cut off from social media accounts. That would help you to focus.
Absolutely, ma'am. It's so true, ma'am. So we have reached almost to the last stage of our question answer sessions, ma'am. Ma'am, suppose you are carried to the future through a time machine. How would you imagine yourself? Say after 10 or 15 years in the profession? I mean in terms of achievement or job satisfaction.
How can I answer this? I haven't yet joined the profession. I don't know how it feels like to be a judge. So I haven't thought about it. So let me think about it. I
It's
will answer you this letter.
it's okay, ma'am. It's okay. No problem. And my one of the last question to you, ma'am, what would you like to be as a layman if you were not a lawman?
Of course, a Bharatnatyam dancer.
Okay. Such a great reply, ma'am.
Thank you
Thank
very
you so much, ma'am, for joining us on this episode of Meet My Gems. We are delighted and enriched by your inspiring words. I am sure you are really inspired all the judicial aspirant, including me, and we all try to follow your path. Thank you again, ma'am.
It's my pleasure, and all thanks to Sir for guiding me, for showing me the path, what is right, what is wrong, not only in purse of law, but also in purse of life. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And I would like to thank to our beloved, supportive, and respected sir, our Guru, Dr. Prem Kumar Agarwal, on behalf of all the judicial service aspirants for giving these interactive sessions to boost our confidence and which will help us to be better and more confident when we will appear in our examination. I would like to request our sir to share his insights on today's interactive session. Sir,
Thank you, Indrani. Thank you, Ranjavati. It was really
thank you so
great
much, ma'am.
to
Thank you so much,
listen
sir.
to the conversation between the aspirant and the would-be judge. So, Ranjavati, very nicely explained. But would you throw some light on your experiences of the mock interview? Because I think that would be very beneficial for the aspirants.
Yes,
Your yeah.
yes, mock interview. It was so helpful more for me. I think every alternative day, sir helped me out with the mock interview. And I remember I was very, excited also. I was very feared also sometimes. And sir used to say me, calm down, calm down. Everything is going to be fine. Don't be nervous. I think mock interview was very necessary. I mean, without it, I couldn't have cracked the interview because it made me, stable, calm, and I was accustomed with the fact that the questions which they are going to ask me may be anything. I may have no idea about what it is, but still I need to reply with a smile. I don't. I should not get nervous. These are what sir taught me during the mock interview. And I remember, sir, that I said that, sir, please do not say anybody that I have cracked the men's because I was so feared. I said, sir, what if I don't crack the interview? Uh, let me just crack the service, then you let everybody know. And I mean, so grateful to sir that he understood that how a student feels at this situation. And sir helped me very much at that time, every day. Not just, I mean, on law questions. Whenever I used to be, nervous, there was, in this journey, there is a lots of emotions go through. I mean, lots of emotional changes are there. Sometimes there are fear of failures. Sometimes when you get good marks in, suppose in a mock test, you're happy. Sometimes you're sad that many people are getting job, your friends are getting job, but you are sitting home and preparing. so and all these things, and that, okay, my this is a line which is uncertain, did I do the right thing choosing law? All these questions at that time come to your mind, and sir is a person who would calm you down, who would say don't think so much, you go for it. And that is that one thing. I mean, I used to ask sir, sir, me parvo to. That was a sir used to have it. That
Exactly.
have was the satisfaction for me. I remember most of the times I used to call sir, and I used to ask him, sir, me parvo to, sir, me parvo to. That used to develop the confidence in me that okay, sir said, then I can do it.
Okay, thank you so much, Ranjavati. But then I distinctly remember that you were the person who did the first interview in Meet My Gems, the first episode. You interviewed Rupkotha, but then
Yes,
you explained or interpreted the term gem in your own way. But it is Meet My Gems, means my gems. I have selected my
definitely.
gem. So you are my gem. So whether you are gem for the society or not, you think about that later on. But you are my gem, and my would-be gem is Indrani. So this
Thank you, sir.
Meet My Gem series is also to make a benchmark for the aspirants that one day you'll have to go to the other side of the table, just like you did. Okay, so in that sense, you are really one of my gems,
Thank
and
you very
you
much,
keep
sir.
inspiring thousands of other students. You should remember that. And
Absolutely.
having confidence in oneself, the role of a mentor or a teacher is to inspire that confidence within you, to make the bud within you bloom. And Ranjavati, you have achieved by your own hard work. I have seen you work hard. I have seen the determination, that grit, Grit, grit in you. And therefore, I am confident about you. I knew that you will crack. And I know I'm confident about other students also. So, you made us proud, Ranjavati. We
Thank you
are
so much, sir.
of you. By listening to this conversation and this interview, will be inspired too. And this is our endeavor through Meet My Gems. We want to disseminate these words of hope and success, especially in this gloom of pandemic, which is or which has gripped us. In fact, that was the reason why we started this Meet My Gems. Thank you very much, Ranjavati. Thank you,
Thank you very
Indrani,
much, sir.
for
Thank
insightful
you so much,
questions.
sir.
You
Thank
may
you.
end the program with your end note, Indrani.
Okay, sir. So it's my request to everyone, kindly like these videos and subscribe our channel, Meet My Gems. Thank you to everyone. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you, ma'am.
you.
Thank you very much.